Hey everybody, thank you for clicking on this video. Peace and blessings to you. I hope this video meets you well. I have no idea when or if this video will be posted. I may or may not just post it for documentation, for archival purposes. I don't know. I'm going to just do a recording where I share my feelings and experiences today. I'm recording on February 3rd, and the month has already tested me and pushed me to, challenge me. The year has already, the month has already challenged me in emotional, in a very emotional roller coaster kind of way. As you would probably be aware of, maybe, there's a lot of unprecedented world domination, illegal, corrupt, shenanigans happening right now in terms of world leadership, in terms of the American government, in terms of the nonsense and the terrible style of leadership, for lack of better words, the terrible style of leadership that is happening here in America. And that's not even the right words, really. I am recording this video from a kind of like drained place right now. I started the day, taking on the task of trying to clean the room that I'm currently in, my work room, my creative space, it has many names, my Zen Den, my Serenity room, where I do my recording, and at the moment I just hear like listening to stuff and trying to work on this diamond painting that I started in January, and I'm taking in way too much social media, taking in way too much information. I'm just doing, finishing off some letters here, a certain part of it, and then I'm probably gonna try to chill and relax. I could think of many things that I could do to just chill and relax, because I'm gonna need a little bit of unplug. I've been plugged in for way too long, and a lot of the times I have a tendency that when the energy is terrible, when the vibes isn't how I would like it to feel, I have a tendency to stay on social media longer, because I'm searching for hope. I'm searching for something to make me feel better. I'm searching for energy to counteract that. But it's always very, very difficult to find. There's just a certain type of energy that is happening at certain times that I'm on social media. And honestly, the day started good. I already did a recording for February 3rd, and I felt good about so many things that I was seeing this morning. I feel like we're in a fight, and I feel like people are fighting back. But there's just a thing that I just keep not being able to understand. And the thing that I'm not able to understand is, why did we let this happen in the first place? Why, and you asked this in the previous video, why did the Democrats not put up a bigger fight before allowing this person to take office, before allowing these people to take control? So far, every single one of the horrible people chosen for the horrible, I'm trying to find the word, the horrible people chosen for the executive branch, the Trump cabinet, the awful, terrible people, so far every single one of them have been confirmed, right? So far, a lot of world leadership is, in my opinion, letting this guy have much more of his way than I would like. And part of me kind of understands what they're doing. Part of me understands that they have to protect their people. And when you're dealing with a tyrannical person who does not care about anybody, who is willing to hold anybody hostage, it's usually up to the other people to be the responsible adults. It's usually up to the other people, and sometimes, a lot of the times, they have to bend or suck up, or they have to kind of like be more performative than I would like. They have to be more diplomatic than I would prefer, because they care about their people, and they're going to have to be the adults in the room, the ones that are more diplomatic, the ones that will treat a bully and a tyrant and an ignorant emperor, an ignorant naked emperor, with more respect than that person deserves, because they're protecting their people. And I know I've said this before, but you might be somebody that hearing me for the first time. So I had this thought one time. I only had it once, It came to me, and it was the story of Solomon. The story of Solomon and the two mothers, two mothers claiming the same child was theirs. Both of them claiming the same child was theirs, but the child actually belonged to one mother, the real mother, and was stolen. And the child was stolen by the other mother, who pretended that that was her child, and she kind of traded her dead child with the real mother's child. She exchanged and put the dead child with the real mother, and stole her baby, and pretended that baby was hers, And Solomon was trying to figure out who the real mother was, and he said, okay, I'm going to split this baby in half. And the real mother said, okay, you know what? Don't split the baby in half. Let her have it. And the mother, the woman that wasn't the mother, she was like okay with it. She was okay. You can split the baby in half. And that's the thing. There's a difference between leadership, our mothers, our people who care about their people, who care about their baby, and in this case, the baby being, the Americans, or the country, the United States of America, or democracy, all of those things, Whereas on the other end, this tyrannical leader or government don't give a fuck about the people, don't give a fuck about democracy, and don't give a fuck about the country. They just care about what they want, So they don't care if you split that child in half. If I can't have it, then fuck it, split it in half, But the real mother would rather see it whole, and allow the stupid the horrible mother, the tyrannical leader, to have it, as opposed to see it split. And I see myself as an observer. I'm an observer in this situation, in this world, in what's happening, because I just don't know if I know or understand enough to know why things are happening the way it is happening. All I can tell you is what my intuition tells me, what my spirit tells me, what my discernment tells me, the signs that I see and the messages that I get, you know, true, depending on what time it is of the day, I could either be absorbing spiritual guidance from other spiritual leaders, other spiritual people that I connect with, that resonate with me, and then their messages resonate with me because I feel it in my soul as well. I could connect with them and hear them. And then there's other times where I am just in the real world, the physical world, not the real world, the physical world, where I'm receiving the physical news of what is happening in the physical realm, you know, and they contradict themselves. I mean, they're not the same. They contradict each other. Not contradict themselves, they contradict each other. And I know I trust my intuition. I trust my intuition, even though at the moment the physical world is not cooperating with what spirit is telling me, what I feel, what I believe, and what I see, what I believe in my spirit. All I can say is that these aren't good people. This is not good leadership. And what has irritated me in this moment is that, you know, this tyrannical leader, the MAGA emperor, the naked emperor, the MAGA king, you know, today he was supposed to, what's the word? Today he was supposed to, for lack of better words, because I can't remember the exact word right now, place tariffs on Mexico and Canada, and then it was announced today that, you know, they made a deal. The Prime Minister of Canada, I believe it is Prime Minister of Canada, and the President of the United States, they made some sort of deal, and a lot of the news outlets, from what I've seen, is just focusing more on what the Mexico president or prime minister, I have to look that up. The Mexico president or prime minister, what she has agreed to. You know, she has agreed to send more soldiers or something like that, Mexican soldiers, to the border to stop the flow of fentanyl or something like that. And I didn't read what the agreement is. I'm just going by what the headlines saying, what the news reporters saying. You know, what the notifications or the headlines are saying. And, you know, it's only from her end and from Midas Touch, you know, showing her speech, you know, that, you know, there's also another part of the agreement where America is supposed to do something in relation to guns. I forget. But to stop the flow of guns into Mexico. I don't know exactly by what means, I forgot. You know? And I'm irritated because I know that every single time there is a moment where his incompetence needs to be seen and felt, there's always this protection. I know it's protecting the people, but there's always this protection in which, you know, he is put across as what he did worked out, you know, as a success. He messages it as a success. His backup media, which is almost everybody right now, every mainstream media, you know, messages it as some form of success, you know, as though it isn't like failing up, or as though it isn't like the leaders agreeing to your demands or finding some form of compromise, you know, because they're trying to protect their people and you are holding their people and your people and all the people hostage because you're a fucking bully, you know? And here I am. I'm not the most. I'm learning. That's why my platform is called Latisha Learns Life. I'm learning. I don't approach things like everybody else, you know, because I have such a broader perspective on various aspects of the same picture, the same, you know. Whereas some people focus on from one area or the other, I feel like I've always felt like this. I feel like somebody that is zoomed out and looking at the picture from so many different perspectives. So I'm seeing so many different perspectives all at once, right? And you know, with that observation, it is very, very hard for me to think to feel. It's hard for me to feel as though I got the conclusion or the answers figured out. You know, I feel like everybody needs to do what they feel called to do. I feel like my purpose is to be an observer because I just because I have such a rounded perspective of all different angles that it's very, very hard for me to zone in and, you know, focus on one piece focus on just one piece, you know. So I'm an observer and a writer, and at the same time I'm living in the United States. I'm living in the United States in a vulnerable position as an immigrant with way too many children, you know, with 5 children, which normally is not a lot of children, but right now trying to feed 5 children in this economy with these grocery prices that have not gone down, even though the liar in chief promised, which any sensible person would know that was bullshit. But even though the liar in chief promised, it promised so many different things and lied about so many different things, the grocery prices haven't gotten any better. Sometimes a little bit, but not really. So feeding these kids in this economy and under this circumstances is very hard. You know, so vulnerable position. And, you know, I don't know what video is going to come out first, because I'm just going to post these videos probably, like I said, for documentation purposes and to share with anybody who's just willing to take the time to hear somebody with my point of view, hear my perspective on things. You know, I know there's a lot of bigger things going on right now, so I feel kind of weird putting out my videos at this time. You know, there's going to be a protest tomorrow. There's going to be a protest on Wednesday. You know, there's a lot going on. You know, there's a lot of scary world domination shit happening right now, and the bigger things to pay attention to is the stuff that is in relation to Elon Musk. Elon Musk, to me, is now officially the most dangerous person in the world. Like Donald Trump is a distraction. The Emperor King is just a distraction. Well, Elon Musk basically take over the whole fucking world, starting with America. You know, he's gonna hold Americans hostage. You know this, and I'm very concerned in relation to the storylines, the information that has come out in regards to Elon Musk lately, you know. And when he bought Twitter, I was like worried, you know. But at the same time, she was like, this man is so retarded. You can just run this thing to the ground. But instead, He destroyed it. Yes, he destroyed it as what did they call it? People. Oh gosh, I forgot what they call it. But as a place where people where people shared and built community and communicated and talked and whatever. I know square is the last thing. Something square. But the public square. Yes, there is. He, when he basically destroyed the public square, and did what he did to make it into what it is now, and then give it this like awful, ominous, like villain, bad guy in a movie named X. I found it to be concerning. But little did I know how concerning it really was. Little did I know that this is where he would end up. Little did I know that he would purchase an American president and then gain access to Americans' treasury payment system and Americans' secrets and Americans' information, and fire people and purge people and do all the things he's doing, and nobody stood in his way. And one of the things that really irritates me in relation to the Democrats, the Democratic leadership, is all they do is talk. This is what we are doing. That's what we are doing because that's all we could do. Talk. Just talk. They had the ability to do more than just talk. I do not understand it. I do not understand why they chose decorum. I do not understand why they chose to be the adults in the room in such a way that you kind of just like rolled out the blue carpet, and just let them go right in to burn down the place and destroy everything. I don't understand. And I don't understand why the former president and the former vice president isn't saying much. I genuinely don't understand. I'm not trying to wrap my head around it, not trying to figure it out. I am an observer and a navigator, and I'm basically sharing my perspective and feelings, to anybody willing to listen, to anybody who has the time, because I know that you guys are preoccupied listening to other people who offer you more information and probably more direction and more whatever. What I'm trying to do for the most part is to ask you to trust. Like, basically, I could just always say the same thing every single time. You got to take care of yourself. You got to trust your instincts. You got to strengthen your discernment. You got to listen to your own intuition, your own spirit, and trust yourself, and don't let anybody gaslight you into thinking that something is normal that isn't, or something is all above board when it isn't. Don't let them fool you into to not knowing the difference between right and wrong, and not having a little bit of common sense, and not being able to put two and two together and say, this is weird. This is fucking weird. Right? So I don't know where we're gonna be at in the grand scheme of things by the time I post this, because I literally got 3 videos that I did before this one, to edit, to post, to whatever, and I'm in the mood. So I don't know if I'm going to be working on any more stuff today. I think I'm going to go and relax. I'm going to finish the letter that I'm working on. I'm working on letter H on my diamond painting. This is a recommended activity. It's actually quite relaxing and calming and fun, And then I'm going to go and do something chilled, because I just need to process. I need to chill. I need to relax, but I'm just hoping to see the day that this, whatever this is, this shift, this lesson, this shedding of old skin and moving into new skin, you know, this, whatever this is, I'm looking forward to when it's over. And I'm absolutely fucking curious as to how David, we the people, David, is going to bring down Goliath. Because, as far as I know, David had the backing of of spirit, God, yeah, whatever we're gonna call him, it, the Heavenly Father. You know, I grew up calling him the Heavenly Father, God. David had the backing of the divine. I feel as though the divine is with us in the micro, but I'm really not. I'm not seeing the divine with us in the macro. Where is the divine in the macro, in the big, you know, in the bigger picture? You know, I see us as individuals doing our best, doing the best we can, and trying to hang in there. And there's a lot of people like me that is trying to keep the hope alive, keep the light shining, keep the lights on, you know, asking people to not give up, trying to find a little bit of hope when in a avalanche of awful, in an avalanche of pain and suffering and fear, you know. It is not an easy thing to do. It's not an easy thing to do. And I would just say to you, like I said, just hold on to that hope no matter what. Because, I mean, what are you going to do? You got to put energy in something. If you got to put energy in something, put energy in the light instead of the darkness. Put energy in faith instead of despair. You know, you got to put energy in something. Choose hope, choose light, choose faith, you know, because at the end of the day, that is what gave David the strength to bring down the Goliath. And that is what is going to give us the strength to bring down the Goliath, I guess, when the time is right. You know, as I keep saying, maybe a lot of people got to experience the fatful. A lot of people got to come to the conclusion of truth on their own. You can't depend on the media to tell you the truth, because it's not doing it. It is not doing it. It's still painting this guy as a winner when he's a loser. Painting this guy as normal when he's a psycho. Fucking heartless psycho. Surrounded by fucking heartless psychos. You know? And even if they successfully accomplish the things they accomplish, the means in which they accomplish it, by holding people hostage and hurting people and causing this chaos and disruption and pain and suffering to so many people, cruel. That is not leadership. That is tyranny. That is authoritarianism. That is fascism. That is evil and wickedness. And it's just wrong. And wrong is wrong. Wrong is wrong. And I remember when I was younger, you know, I remember going to church. My mother taking me to church, took me to church movie night. And one of those apocalyptic movies that they made us watch that scared the heck out of me. I don't even remember. It's just in my brain. It's in my subconscious, but I don't remember the details. But I remember some of the things. You know, faded details. And I remember, like, you had to, like, stand up for what's right. And, you know, you literally they would kill you if you try to speak the truth, if you try to call God's name. And look at it. These fake Christians, these fake Christians, you fake believers, don't know nothing about God. Don't know nothing about anything they claim to know, think they pretend to know something about. They are wolves in sheep's clothing, you know. Failed the fucking test. Failed it. Absolutely failed it. Because when the time came, they are privileged enough to be alive at a time in which generation after generation after generation after generation was warned and told about this time, and they are alive in it, and they are failures. Because when the push comes to shove, they couldn't tell the difference between right and wrong. They followed their religious leaders, you know, into idolatry, and into the cult, and into the wickedness, and into the persecution of God's people, into the persecution of humanity, and you know, enough. This is not God. This is not God. You know, and today I had an epiphany while I was listening to somebody else, you know, and I thought to myself, you know, they say that person was talking about a Bible verse, and they were talking about how, you know, a verse in Deuteronomy where it says that they will call my name or something like that. You know, the world will come together and call his God's name. And I had a thought: what if God's name, right? Because this is where every fucking religion calls this name, love. What if God's name was love? What if all the different names that we call him in our different spiritual walks and spiritual beliefs, right? What if the main name, the central name that everybody calls God's name, what if it was love? Everybody says love. Everybody. The atheist, the agnostic, the Christian, all the other spiritual beliefs in between. Everybody says love. What if God's name is love? You know? What if, like, seriously, what if all we were supposed to freaking do is just love? What if the religion stuff is just, like, unimportant? And we're just supposed to love one another. Just love, like love. When I had my initial spiritual awakening, I said to myself that all I wanted to do was love, because I'm so sick of this damn religious stuff. I was so sick of it. I stopped going to church. I wanted to be in nature and spend time with God, you know, in nature, because that's where I felt closer to God. And then eventually I got to the point where I felt closer to God here, because God became something completely different. God wasn't this external thing anymore. God was here, and I take God everywhere with me, you know. And I'm just using the word God because it's the easiest thing right now. It's the easiest thing, you know, for me, because that is the main word that I've always known. God, Spirit, the Divine, the Heavenly Father, I am. God is here. God is in me, around me, and, you know, we are all connected because we're all God. He is us. It is us. It is us. We are it. It is in us. It is outside of us. It is everywhere. God is love. God is us. And I feel like human beings try to put God in this kind of box, this box in which we need to understand him. I hate saying him. Understand it. You know, and we need to give it words. In our language, we need to speak words to say what it is. But it is not words. It is us. You know, I don't know if you get what I'm saying. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, because what I'm saying is, I'm trying to put words to a feeling. I'm trying to put words to something that is so much more than words. And I really hope that at the end of the day we have the opportunity to step into the new earth, to ascend and to vanquish this evil and this hypocrisy and this corruption and everything that these people represent, because they're nothing. They are the Antichrist. They're the opposite of everything that God is, everything that love is, everything that light is, everything that truth is. Fucking opposite. Sorry that I got so many cuss words in my video today, but this is more, this is a video that's coming from a more emotional, raw place, and I don't know what the world gonna be like by the time I post it, because like I said, there are at least 3 other videos in the pipeline. So this, by the time I post this is just posting it to be seen by whoever sees it. It's an emotional video sharing my perspective. Also just giving me the opportunity to vent and release and to feel more empowered and better and stronger, because it was like I said, I was taking in way too much social media and too much horribleness. So thank you for listening. Love, peace, and blessings. And yeah, it's a Christmas tree in February, but that's because I've been doing other stuff. So, these things take a while. These things take a while for me to finish because I got other things to do. So thank you for watching, and I hope that you keep the faith. I hope that you trust your intuition. I hope that you be the light, be the truth, speak the truth, be the light, and show love, let your light shine, and be everything opposite to what these people are, because that's how we defeat them. That's how we win. We win by not surrendering our truth, surrendering our light, surrendering our freedom, surrendering our love, and not letting them dictate how we live or love or celebrate and who we love. And we got to start looking out for one another. We got to show love to the real marginalized people, the people that are hurting the most, that are scared the most because they're the most vulnerable. And we need to surround them. We need to gather around them with a circle of protection and don't even let these people get at them. Like, seriously, we need to be the heroes. I don't know. We, the people, are the heroes. Thank you for watching.